All right, so good evening, everyone. Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor here. So another Tuesday, another Sunday. I don't know what day it is no more. It's another day. It's another busy, productive day. Very good day today. We went out to east Georgia. We visited a few homes, a few parks, and a couple new connections. So always great to do the above. So relationship building. Let me jump right on into and talk about relationship building. Somebody said nobody's selling mobile homes. Nobody's selling mobile home parks. So I asked them, okay, well, I know they're incorrect on the above. Halfway's in. Are there mobile home parks for sale? There's always mobile home parks for sale, but they're overpriced right now. As far as individual mobile homes, they're everywhere. That's just an excuse. You're not looking at the right places. So, it's, I ask, what are you doing then since you cannot quotation get deals? Oh, well, I just keep on calling different parks, different people trying to see if they'll sell, et cetera, et cetera. You know, the goal is when nobody's selling, and we do go throughout the year where there's times when people seem to not be selling. Those times are typically around holidays, around school times, just different times you have to learn. But that is the perfect time to build a relationship. You build this relationship. You cannot call somebody one time and say, "Hey, are you selling?" No, I'm not. Okay, next one, and the next one. And then you're really not building any relationship there. When it is time for them to sell, you want them to remember you. And the way to do that is to follow up. The whole follow up key, keep following up, keep calling them, asking them, checking in, that sort of thing. When you're ready to sell, just remember me. Here's my number, my email. Make it easy, accessible for them to reach you. Start building those relationships. I've built relationships many years, and some have taken. I've had people call me. Last year, you gave me a card. Are you still buying mobile homes? Absolutely. It's one of those kind of relationships you start building. But there's deals out there. You just got to know where to look. And again, we got deals right here. It's not really even an excuse. I cannot find deals. Look no further. Here you go. So let's jump right on in. Good evening, Instagram. A few more people joining us on there as well. Got a couple announcements towards the end, but let's go ahead and jump onto the sheet here. It was, let me see. All right, so a couple announcements. And again, towards the end, we'll talk about a couple things as well, some upcoming events that we have, new events that we're coming up with also as well, those shadow events. So, always looking at the something else, something new, what more ways can we add value? That's always the key. What more ways can we add value? Some of that needs to come through y'all. You tell me, how can I add value to you? What can I do to help you, to make you multiply your deals, your investments? Give me some ideas, but join our Level Up Live. So, the shadow event is coming up this weekend, and a lot of people are asking. I know there's a lot of concern, and definitely safety first. There's a few people who are not going to make it out of Florida. We all know that the hurricanes happening right now. There's all kinds of issues going on down in those areas. One of our partners, Mr. Ray, who was a speaker at the event, he's actually on the other side of the state. He is on Fort Myers, but he's had to evacuate now. He's on West Palm side. So, there's a lot of kind of shutdown things happening. So definitely, safety first. If you cannot join us live on the shadow, we do have the virtual. We'll be announcing that starting tonight, and we'll kind of walk you through towards the weekend. So give access to those that cannot join us, especially if you've already paid or meant to be there, can't hold that against you. So something to keep in mind, but we'll update this on that. But definitely, yes, the shadow is going to be updated. Now, it's only day number one. Keep that in mind that we are not going to post day number two while we're out in the field. That's just for attendees there. And that's why it's an option at this time. But day number one, where all the speakers are going to be talking, I'll be covering every step of mobile home investing. That will be airing on Zoom all day long. So, all right. All right, fact of the day this week. It is now harder to get into mobile homes with more investors investing and less education available. That is about a load of crap as it comes. It is now harder to get into mobile homes with more investors, meaning the market is congested, and less education. I don't think there's ever been more education and more deals and more opportunities than today, but it's all how you look at that. Again, I say other investors that are doing the same thing as I do, those are easy to work with because they understand what I'm doing. Do you know how hard it is to go to a real estate investor or hard money lender or private money lender and try to explain mobile home investing in a quick nutshell? They look confused, like you just spoke alien to them because they don't understand, like, what mobile homes, this and that. It just doesn't make sense. When you have somebody who invests in mobile homes, they speak your language. You cannot be looking at them as competition. Look at them as somebody you can network with. I love doing business and with other investors because they get it. They get what I'm talking about. So absolutely not. There are now more deals and education available than ever before. More investors means more networking and deals available. Hashtag opportunities. Again, there's not competition. So That's not true at all. And again, there's deals here, but let's jump into a couple. We're going to be uploading quite a bit next week as well. This week, we're very much focused this week on the Shadow. The Shadow event is a 2-day event coming up this weekend, so that's kind of where our mindset is at this time. But I was able to make it down into Dublin, Georgia this today. So we visited about 3 parks there and a lot of little checkups and met with a couple investors, that sort of thing. But the park that we are working on, which is what we had on Dublin coming available soon, is this one right here. The issue we're having is lawn care. So as you can see, the lawn care is pretty aggressive on some of these homes here. And I mean, we're not going to send anybody out there, hey, go try to check this out, with the lawn care being the way that it is. So we got to clean this up first. We were having trouble trying to get a company to come out and do the work. So it's kind of where the delays at this time. But we did get one of those here that was semi-cleaned up that is now at least safe to go into. And that's the first one that is being put on the spreadsheet here. This is lot 1420. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single wide, of course. 97 Crimson, beautiful unit, 16 by 76, which really is 16 by 80. And that is the biggest single wides that they make. So that's phenomenal. Okay. In the park, you can sublease, you can do Airbnbs. I'm going to be talking about Airbnbs here in a few minutes. So I got something for y'all on that. But ARV on this one is 21K, give or take. I'd be more around 22K at this time plus. But always think of conservative numbers. So let me turn the camera over, by the way. My apologies on Instagram. Instagram, y'all could just join us on Zoom, but okay. Rental rate 700, lot rent 300. It does include water. At this time, we're only asking 5,000 for this unit. We did not get pictures of the inside at this time, but if you do go out there and you want to be awesome, send us some pictures while you review. You're welcome to do so also and help us out on that. So we'll get a few more pictures on it. Okay. Now, part of the level up that I keep talking about, level up. But level up is a meetup. It is a RIA, typical as to what you see, with one step further. Okay. That's what we actually takes time to coach you, mentor you while we're there. We cover one full topic and just kind of break it down for everybody. Adding value. I'm going to keep saying that. We're always trying to add value. The next ones the next level ups after the Shadow are going to be up north. We're thinking New York City. We're thinking Ohio. We're thinking Pennsylvania. We've had a lot of attention for many years now from investors up there. I'm not a fan of the cold, so I don't care to go up there. But if we're going to be nationwide, we better start getting used to it, right? Be uncomfortable. Get used to that. So we've already put a couple units. We already got a couple units up there, and we got 20 more that I'm going to go physically see myself post the Shadow. Could be as early as not this Friday coming up, but the following. So that's going to be around 22 to 25 mobile homes available in the Ohio area. This first one here is Lakeview, Ohio. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, single wide, of course, 14 by 70, 87 model. ARB is 30K. So my understanding here, and from when of course, I'm studying the markets as we typically do, there is a lake here that everybody wants to be by. That's the selling point of these mobile homes. And some of these mobile homes are selling for well over 40K. And it's because, again, much like on real estate, location, people want them. So it's definitely something that took my interest. And while we put it under contract, we got it under our entity's name, and it's there available. Lot rent is 500 and includes trash. Asking is 4,500. Rent the rate on this here is 950 to 1,000. By the way, I can go ahead and add that myself. 950 to 1,000 here. Okay. And again, it's all about the location. Very clean park from what I'm seeing, and it's multiple locations. The next one is West Unity. This one needs a roof. Okay, now they're going to point that one out. 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, West Unity, Ohio, which I think is about 45 minutes from the other one. And it's, again, same numbers that are showing, lot rent similar, and asking 4,500. So we will get interior pictures of the above. We're starting to get a lot more contractors in the area, starting, of course, like everything else, we're building the teams. Boots on the ground is what we need. So that's what we're working on. If any of y'all on here are joining and are seeing these units and are interested, if you have boots on the ground, maybe a contractor, a bird dog, a wholesaler, some type of connection, maybe an investor, connect us with them. We love to, and of course, pay them for their time and see that they go out and review these units. So, from what I've seen, this is all we have. We got a couple videos on them. They're a little blurry, so we did not upload those on here, but we'll take care of all the above. So the other 20 units that are coming, they are Cincinnati. They're about 30 minutes from Cincinnati. That's where it was. So, that's going to be a nice park to come in and definitely do a lot of investing. With that many units available, we may even hold the level up there. And that's definitely what we're thinking. Level up, expand, and visit these. We've had 3 level ups up to now. The first two level ups were very much like a conference, which is phenomenal. I love it. Meet, connect, and network. The third one was viewing a mobile home. So doing an actual walkthrough, which that was great. That was this past Saturday. And we had our business investor partner who hosted his home actually put the rehab on hold to let us come in and do the walkthrough. So, great stuff like that. Always adding value. That's what everybody around our team is doing. That's what you need to do as well, is how can you add value? But we were able to review that one. So let me see. Some of these here, I'm not going to go on unit by unit. Augusta's, as I told y'all, have sold. We are down to, I think, 3 or 4 units at the time. I'm not going to click on Bonaire. Augusta. Here we go. So Augusta, we're down to 3 units. And if anybody's interested in those, definitely get with us. There's a lot of attention now. And of course, it's always when you have a park that almost starts abandoned, like, I don't say abandoned, but obviously very distressed all around. The more investors that start coming in there, the better. The better it starts looking, the better the homes, of course. So now you've got residents, tenants, buyers, etc. It's starting to slowly but surely look like a family-oriented mobile home park, and that's what we want. So we're definitely converting this over. It has been there's been some messes out there, a lot of squatters. As you can see, some of these are boarded up, and again, typical when you have mobile homes sitting, but something that is coming to, and now that we have all student investors out there doing these units. So Bonaire, we will be actually, doesn't really matter, the shadow event, we will be visiting this on the shadow event this weekend. So we will be walking some of those units. Again, when you're thinking about deals and how to get started investing, what do I need to look for? I mean, we are the only educational platform, real estate, that offers real deal investments to our students. Period. Look it up. We are the only ones that you can actually come to the event on Shadow Day, Saturday and Sunday, and say, hey, let me go ahead and invest in this one. My team will do the paperwork with you right there on the spot. Now, how much easier can it get if we go out to these units when we do go review them and say, okay, you're looking to invest on this B1. Well, we're going to walk it and we're going to show everybody, because that's what you're here for, is to learn how to invest these units. We're going to show you this needs to be repaired. This needs to be fixed. This is why we fix this. Don't change that. This is the material we use, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. By the end of it, you've done a full mobile home due diligence review. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? That's what we're doing. So I'll pay attention to the chat here in a few minutes as well. Good evening, Instagram. A few more people are joining us. Welcome and good evening. So if you're joining us late, you can always watch the recap, watch the replay on this on our YouTube, GarciaMHE.com. It'll be live tomorrow morning. So we'll blast it on there. But yeah, I mean, quite a few units on Bonaire. We got one in Robinson's got a lot of mobile homes as well. Havana, Florida, we got 3 investors are about done with their units now. They're about to post them up on the market. Great numbers on those areas as well. That's right outside of Tallahassee. And there's only 2 remaining at this time. But again, when you think about exit strategies, and these are the parts you want to be investing in. I don't like to limit myself to where I can only flip them, I can only wholesale them, I can do this or that. I want to have the ability to say, maybe I want to come in and be a landlord for a year. Then maybe short-term rentals. Then maybe go ahead and flip it. Maybe sell it with financing and create a note. Maybe add interest. You see, it gives you the ability to say, I can make excess amount of money based on the exit strategies. And that's how you can make them better and better. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. Let me talk to y'all about a couple things here real quick, and I'll pay attention to the chat here in a few minutes. If anybody has a deal to present, just let me know. And of course, I open the floor for them as well. So always opportunities. What other opportunity can I offer? This year we started by saying, okay, we are going to introduce Airbnb, Section 8, and veteran assistance. It's all worked out. It's phenomenal. 2 of those are government assistance, which, if you know the government, they're very strict when it comes to housing. But once it is approved, they pay on time. I love the fact that they pay me on the 1st of the month, every month. Holiday, no holiday, weekend. On the 1st, money's there. It's phenomenal. It's great stuff. Okay, so definitely don't knock on something like that. And if it can be done in the community, because that's the biggest thing, is does the park allow the above? It's not so much as if you want it. If it's on individual piece of private land, do whatever you want. But if it's in a community, you have to abide by the rules. So Airbnb, great stuff. Definitely love it. It's still one of my favorite exit strategies, obviously because of the ROIs. Return on the investments are the highest. It is a different clientele, and I just love the quick of in and out kind of thing. It's obviously it's very much landlordship at a superior level. Anything breaks is something you have to be on demand call per se, but it checks out all in all. We have 2 for sure new exit strategies we will be presenting again like this year, January 1st, 2022. Come January 1st, 2023, we'll be presenting those 2 to 3 new exit strategies that now we'll be using in mobile homes. But one of the exit strategies, I'm sitting there thinking, well, when you're thinking about, I'll rehab a mobile home, I'll put it on the market, and I'll sell it. A lot of these investors are saying, well, the mobile home's taking longer to sell. Then you need to shift the exit strategy. Something is off. With mobile homes, it's timing. Everything is a timing thing. We're getting closer and closer towards the end of the year. People have less and less money, but it does not mean that there's not a necessity for affordability housing. Some mobile homes are still in need. Maybe do a lower down payment, higher payments every month. Maybe do X amount down payment now and set it on your agreements for come February of next year when it's income tax time. You pay X amount then. All this can be put in agreement. Or maybe do short-term rentals. Maybe do just landlord for X amount of time, hold no responsibilities. All this can be put on paperwork. So it can be done right, can be done legal. But also, it got me thinking, well, we have sold 2 units that we had fully furnished. And I mean everything from beds, TVs, I mean everything in it. You could truly say, I'm going to move into this mobile home, and it is set. It is set much like Airbnb. We have done phenomenal when we sell those. Now, when I say rehab a mobile home, you make it livable, presentable. If it's going to be for immediate flip, you step up your game just a little bit more. But do we still put all kinds of appliances, TVs, couches? No, we don't do none of the above. Every so often, I will put appliances, and I mean a stove and a fridge. That's it, kind of on something like that. Does that make us a whole lot more money? Typically, not really. It makes us sell quicker, but it does not really offer any more money. So when you're thinking about what can I do to the mobile home, think, will it bring me more money? If it does not bring any more money, then it's probably not worth adding that excessive of whatever you're trying to do. And, but if you are going to add appliances and stuff, go ahead and go all out. Go ahead and furnish it completely. Because when we do furnish it completely, though it does take another $2,000, maybe $2,500 to get all the appliances and furniture and everything, and of course it's not brand new stuff, then it's when we see a significant jump in what we can ask for. Example, a typical 3-2 single wide that we would have in Albany, Georgia, we would sell immediately for 20, 21K maybe. That's selling. We can finance the same for the same price and obviously take a down payment and, months and years to come for every month kind of, payment. Well, this one was furnished. Everything, washer, dryer, appliances, TVs, couches, everything you can think of. We sold that for near $30,000. Now, it took an additional $2,000 to $3,000 to get it up to par, obviously, to put everything in it. But would you say doing that extra $2,000 to $3,000 investment gets you another $10,000 on top of what it normally sells? Is that worth my investment? Absolutely. So you got to think in those sense. And when you're thinking about clientele as to who I can sell to, it doesn't always have to be an end buyer. A lot of these end buyers don't have funds at this time. There's issues, it's whatever it may be, financial problems. I guess we deal with the above, but there are more lenders at this time. But what about also focusing on investors? There is a lot of investors, especially real estate investors, who want to dip into the mobile homes, but do not care to deal with handymen, with contractors, with the material, with the whole. No, absolutely. I'm out. There's no interest. What if you could present a mobile home to some of these investors by saying, you don't have to rehab, you don't have to buy any material, any holding, any cost at all. I am selling you a mobile home that's going to create you passive income right now. It's ready to go. You think that may be a good selling point for them that they can avoid the overall. What if you can go one more step even further? Now, instead of just giving them a mobile home that is ready, because of course, yeah, you've eliminated a lot of duties, which is great. But then, and I'm going to say it, there's a lot of investors who are lazy. They don't want to do anything. They just want to invest and they want the money to make them money, which is fine. There's different type of investors. All right. So, Mr. Investor, what if I put a resident into the home? What if I go ahead and do a screening, background check, all the above, and make sure that they check out, qualify, and then we'll put them into the unit. And of course, they'll put a deposit, whatever they decide to, exit strategy wise. And now you won't only just be buying a mobile home that's refurbished, so rehab, move-in ready, but it also has a tenant, which means that as soon as you pay for this, the following month, there's a payment, and there's a payment, passive income. You think that may show some interest to somebody? You see what I mean? So you're constantly creating opportunities from somebody. In thinking so, I don't do Airbnbs alone. With my Airbnbs that I have a partner of, and I deal very little with the management. It's I provide the home. It's more like a partnership, and he handles the Airbnb, the checking ins, any issues. I don't hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. So it's one of those, just a partnership, the way it works out. When it comes to the home, if there's any issues, I definitely do step in, and then we handle that from our side. But I think most investors, path mobile kill for sure. All right. If anybody is interested, or if anybody is already doing Airbnb, here's what I found out about Airbnb. The more I research it, the more I study it. Own nothing, control everything. Some of you have heard it before. Own nothing, control everything. A lot of these investors that are doing Airbnbs, what they do is they go out and get a lease in some apartment, some condo somewhere, and they somehow manage to get the landlord to approve them to sublease it, which is technically not legal or right within the rule regulations overall. But however they manage to do that, then it checks out for whatever length of time they allow them to do the above. Now, what happens is they'll start doing Airbnb and they pay the lease as if they were living there, only they have multiple people coming in and out. We're seeing a lot of these apartments, a lot of these condos saying no to this anymore. Again, it goes against the whole rule regulation of subleasing. That subleasing issue is not an issue in our mobile homes. So what I'm doing now is I'm thinking on is I don't want to just offer what I mentioned is to end buyers and even investors. Everybody's welcome. But what I want to do is step up my game just a little bit more and refurbish, rehab some of these homes a little better off, more presentable, if you will. And these are going to be in communities that allow subleasing. Okay, allow subleasing, and they allow for me to come in and do the Airbnb concept. What does that mean for all of you all? Is that if y'all are looking for another Airbnb, you don't have to pay for the mobile home. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to rehab it. You don't have to do nothing. I'm going to create either one or two options with you. I'm going to do a lease with you as if you're my resident. Now, I'm going to manage you, obviously, through our company, our team. They're going to manage you just like any other resident. And then you are going to manage your residence, sublease, if you will, approved by the park. But that's going to open a lot of doors for a lot of you that are thinking, I don't have 10,000 for a mobile home and then for the furniture. Now you can come in as simple as do a lease with us and you handle the above. That's step number one. So that's one way we can do it. We can do a flat fee of lease like, or we can do a percentage, maybe more like a partnership, which is what we do with our investors now. We do a 50-50, 60-40, just depends on what happens throughout the month, any extra expenses, et cetera, et cetera. That is an opportunity. That's huge for many of y'all. A lot of you are asking, how can I do Airbnbs? How can I do Airbnbs? I know a lot of communities are telling you no, and I'm almost certain that it is because how you're pitching it across. You're making it seem very much like it is a sub lease in a sense, and that's, they don't want to know that you have individual people renting out every day, every other day. And of course, I don't suggest anybody. If you're going to do Airbnbs, I would say do minimum of a week. You do whatever you like, but a week it seems to be what checks out. If somebody can come in like most of our Airbnbs and say, I'm going to rent it for a month at a time, that's great. I mean, that's a full month that they pay up front for one. They pay immediately. And then you don't have to worry about that until they check out and go to the next one and the next one. So, but it's all how you pitch it in there. We have built quite a bit of credibility with all the park owners and parks that we do business with, and therefore they allow us to do quite a bit more exit strategies when it comes to this because we do what we said we're going to do. That just opened as an opportunity for you all. So if anybody, I know people who are watching this replay later, let me know if that's something you're interested in. We can pitch you some of the mobile homes that are available and what areas. Maybe y'all can tell me, hey, Jacksonville's a hot area for it. Hey, Panama City's a hot area. And we can find these mobile homes and we can get them rehab. That's just one more exit strategy, one more opportunity for all of you all. So, all right, let's see. Comments. Yes, I'm going to talk about the shadow. Shadow's coming up. Good evening. A few more people joining us on Instagram. If you're joining us late, you can watch the replay tomorrow morning. So, all right, let's talk about the shadow real quick. And if anybody has a deal to pitch, just raise your hand, drop a comment, or unmute yourself. So, I have not been paying attention to Zoom, so I don't know how many people are spinning over there, but okay. So the shadows this weekend. Again, bad weathers, I know. I don't think we're going to be affected by the above other than maybe Saturday a little bit. But it does not matter at Saturday. We will be inside the classroom all day. That's 9 in the morning to 5 p.m. back-to-back coaching education. 5 speakers are lined up. 5 speakers are already there. So they are there and they're all ready to educate you. LLCs, corporations, cash flow, PayPal, credit cards, creative financing. I mean, you name it, it is there. We have added that much more value to the shadow, which is why we had to go from 1 day to 2 days. I will teach you step by step to getting deals, making offers, doing closings, documents, hiring handymen, contractors, holding them accountable. All these steps that you need to know to be successful in mobile home investing. Day number 2, as of today, of course, we confirm also the shadow is ready. We'll be getting picked up Sunday morning, and we'll be going out to looking at mobile home parks. We have connected with a very special park owner that is going to be attending Saturday. I think it's quite I'll leave the surprise for those of you that are joining. And for those of you that don't, we'll talk about it next Tuesday. But this individual hasn't been investing in mobile homes for many, many, many years and knows some very nice people within the mobile home investing niche, if you will. So he'll be there visiting, and we'll also be visiting his park on Sunday, one of 40 mobile home parks that he owns. So, and if you look at the park, I mean, when you think about what a park should look like, what do you think a park should look like? That's the part we're going to visit. I mean, just phenomenal. So we'll be checking that on the above, but definitely there's only a few seats remaining at this time. A couple people, because they cannot join, is while the seats have opened up. Again, it's unfortunate that they cannot join us from Florida, but those 2 seats have opened up, plus a couple that were available. So we're down to the limited seats. Visit GarciaMHU.com and go to the shadow under events. Sign up for that. Don't wait. We're sending a mass email this evening. See. And I'm sure those seats are going to book. So definitely don't wait on the above. But all right. I don't see anybody need to pitch, present any deals. So it's right at 7:30. I got a coaching right after this, so I'm going to jump on that also. We got 2 students finishing a couple rehabs down in Havana. They're phenomenal. I'm going to be showing those homes probably next week as well. So, but all right. Thank you all, Zoom and Instagram, for joining us. We will see you all Saturday morning. Thank you for watching.